Hello, everybody, and welcome one and all to the Michigan Sports Report. I am your host, Dependent Fanatic, and this is the episode where we go over the past week's events in Michigan athletics, professional, and Michigan State athletics. Here we go. We're going to start with college basketball and Michigan State. They are 3-1 now after they lost to number 1 Kansas on Tuesday, 77-69. Frankie Fiddler had 15 points and 8 rebounds for Michigan State, while Jackson Kohler had 12 points and 10 rebounds off the bench. Former Michigan center, though, Hunter Dickinson, stole the show in that game for Kansas. He had 28 points and 12 rebounds on 13 of 21 shooting in the win for Kansas. Then game 2 for Michigan State this past week. Michigan State was down by double digits to Bowling Green in the first half, but then stormed back and won that game 86-72. Akins had 13 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists in the win. Up next for Michigan State is Samford on Tuesday. Michigan basketball, we back up to Tuesday night, I believe. They beat TCU 76-64 on Friday night it was. Michigan had 16 first-half turnovers in this game, but cleaned it up in the second half. Namari Burnett led the team with 16 points and on 6 rebounds on 6 of 7 shooting. Danny Wolf had 14 points, 14 rebounds, and 4 assists. Trey Donaldson had 14 points, and Sam Walters had 10 points for the Wolverines. It came down to the twin 7-foot towers being able to work together on the court toward the end of this game. Vlad Golden for Michigan had 8 points and 8 rebounds, but he was 2 of 5 from the charity stripe in the end of that game. Up next for Michigan, tonight, Monday night, they play Miami of Ohio, and then they have Tarleton State on Thursday. College hockey, Michigan State is now 9-1 in college hockey. Michigan State throttled Notre Dame in the second half of the first game, resulting in an 8-3 victory. Tiernan Shouty opened up the scoring for Michigan State 6 minutes in. Red Savage scored a second shorthanded goal in as many weeks for him. Joey Larson scored. Charlie Strammel scored. Carson Dortwart scored 2 consecutive goals in this game, and then Mikey D'Angelo scored, and David Giucciardi scored a shorthanded goal. It was a massive win for Michigan State. Now, game 2, Michigan State handled Notre Dame again on Saturday. Notre Dame scored late to make it a 4-3 game, but it was too late. This Michigan State team is too good. 4 different goal scorers again, and they share the puck. A great sweep for the Spartans this past week. Up next for them is the United States National Development Program on Thursday night. Michigan hockey was off this past week and still have the 7-2-1 record. Up next for Michigan hockey this weekend is a road series at Penn State Friday and Saturday. College football. Michigan was also off this past week in college football. They have a 5-5 record. Up next for them is Northwestern at 3:30 on FS1. Michigan State, though, took an L. They are now 4-6. They lost to Illinois 38-16. Aiden Childs was 23 of 40 for 256 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had 12 rushes for 40 yards rushing. Michigan State only had 87 rushing yards total, though, and that led to a Michigan State loss. Up next, Purdue on Friday night at 8 p.m. on Fox is the game for Michigan State. All right, let's turn to the pros, shall we? The Red Wings beat Pittsburgh on Wednesday 3-2 in overtime. Simon Edvinsson had the game winner in OT. And then Anaheim on Friday, Detroit lost a hard-fought game, 6-4 on the road in California, and then they lost again to the LA Kings on Saturday in California, 4-1. Detroit remains 10 points behind Florida. They have a 7-9-1 record as of Sunday night. The Pistons beat the Heat in OT 123-121. Despite Hero going for 40 for Miami, Cade Cunningham had 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists for Detroit. On Wednesday, Detroit lost to the Bucks 127-120, despite Cade Cunningham's 35 points in this game, 7 rebounds, and 11 assists. The Greek Freak had 59 points, 14 rebounds, and 7 assists in this same game. On Friday, Detroit beat Toronto 99-95. Beasley led the way with 20 points for Detroit. And on Sunday, Detroit beat Washington. The Wizards 124-104. 20-point victory for Detroit. Cade Cunningham had 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. Another triple-double. So the Pistons are won 3 of their last 4 games. They have another game here Monday night. Now, the Detroit Lions wrap up this week's show. As always, they beat up on Jacksonville 52-6. Yet another 50-burger for the Lions. Goff in this one was 24 of 29 for 412 yards and 4 touchdowns. St. Brown had 11 catches for 161 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. Detroit had 645 total yards in this game to Jacksonville's 170 yards. Both offensively and defensively, this team is improving week by week. Up next for the 9-1 Lions, they go on the road to face the 5-6 Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis. There you have it, the week's sports report. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and I cannot wait to see what this next week has in store for all of us. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day.